Hi, bed
Hi
lifers.
everyone! Yeah. So we are going to Disneyland Paris tomorrow for Christmas. So it's a seasonal holiday.
Yeah, that's
Seasonal.
good.
We're so excited. We are driving and we're going by ferry. That is our preferred way. But this video is literally just going to be about preparing for your trip, especially if you're driving there, and just a few tips and tricks. And I think it will benefit anyone who is driving to Disneyland Paris, so stay tuned. If it's your very first time driving, then this video is definitely for you. And if you have drove before and you need just a little bit of a refresher, then I think this video is also for you.
So first, let's talk about what you need for your car. So here's what you're going to have to know for driving in France. So I'm going to tell you some documents to bring and some kit essentials. You'll want your driving license and your insurance, your V5 logbook or a VE103B form for a vehicle on hire or one for Motability. You'll need headlight beam deflectors if your car does not auto-adjust, as I've showed you. You'll need a high-vis jacket per person, a warning triangle, spare bulbs if your car needs them, and then a UK sticker. So it only has to be something magnetic that sticks on the back. Now, if you're driving into Paris itself, you'll need a Crit Air sticker as well, which is available online. If you're driving straight to Disneyland Paris, you're following the A1, you don't need that. So one of the first things I'm going to do when I get off the ferry is switch my exterior lighting. So I'm driving a BMW 330e and I go to exterior lighting and it says there right and left hand traffic. So the default is left hand and the right hand traffic when you switch over to go to Europe. It's worth noting as well, you need to have the car in its off mode, so as soon as I go to start it up, it'll default that setting off and won't let me change it. So I must do that when I get sort of in the car on the ferry, ready to leave at France, or I could do it before I got off the ferry. Before the ferry sets off. So either way, that's how you do it. If you're hiring a car like me, and you need a VE103B form, and it looks like this with a lot of paper below it. So that gives you all the detail about the car that you'll be driving. Now that will probably tell you who your legal sort of the owner or the hire company that you've got it off, and that gives you passage into France. Now this is just in case you get stopped. It's not a necessity like that you'll get stopped, but it's better to have this than not because you will get fined without it. You'll also need travel insurance. So this covers either you or your party, depending on how many there are. Now you can get this for a single trip or annual trip. So we got an annual trip cover and it was around £27. So good to know, this will cover you up to sort of 20 million. It is definitely a necessity going into Europe to have some sort of travel cover. This will cover you for anything if your ferry gets cancelled, if your flight gets cancelled, or any other reason you can't get to your destination. So something well worth having. We wouldn't travel without it. We've also printed off the P&O ferries. Now, I always print off all the documents just in case. I know we're in a paperless society, but I'm old school. I like to have them with me. So, like the policy, the travel policy, I have got this one, which is the P&O confirmation of what we've got. So we've actually got a £20 meal voucher on here. We've also got priority access on the first leg of the trip, so on the way there. We haven't got it on the way back, but it's important to take a copy of this. Lastly, I've also got a certificate of motor insurance. So this is again provided by my company for this car. So if you were doing it with your own car, you'd bring a copy of your own insurance. Now you must have a paper copy. The same with the on hire form that I mentioned earlier on, which is this, the VE103B, just in the corner. You must have the original paper copy. Copies cannot be taken, so it must be this one, not a printed off version. So the certificate of motor insurance, though, that can be a printed off version. And you will also need breakdown cover. So I've gone with Eversure for this. This covers me for the whole of the year, so it was about £36. Now this will repatriate the vehicle, it will get you to your destination, they will get taxis, hotels, it literally covers every mall thing and it shows you there. So really, really good. So I would highly recommend getting this, especially if it's your personal car, getting some sort of cover, because this could delay you significantly if your car were to break down. So this is with a company car. I've still got breakdown cover just in case. Lastly, don't forget these. Passports. Very important.
So now we've talked about all that boring stuff, we've got that out of the way. He's just gone, oi! Let's talk about what you need to wear. So this is the exciting bit. When you go, especially this time of year, because it's really, really cold. I mean, to be honest, I think this is a really good tip. Check the weather app, because I'm so glad I did. Check the weather app, and I think it's going to be snowing. So this is November, end of November, and it's forecast snow. It's going to be highs of 6 degrees and lows of like -2. So you definitely need to dress for the weather. Important this time of year, and I think this is the biggest one. Bring a coat. So I've got this lovely long sleeve coat. I mean, look how warm and cozy this is. It's got a hood on it as well. Ta-da! Nice. So this is what I'm actually bringing. But if you are like me and you like to show off your outfit, so this isn't Disney at a minute. This is just a Poppy Roach top. But I've actually got this lovely, like, oh, what would you call this?
Gilet.
Gilet. Body warmer, that's it. So I've actually got this body warmer. So this is really quite warm. It's padded. But then you can show off your arms, you can show off your outfit. It's got a hood as well. And so I am going to bring that. I think that's a really good idea. Got my big thick coat. I've got this one. And then...
I've got one as well.
He's got
nice
one.
little gilet, but it's not waterproof, this one.
Yeah,
so
yours isn't waterproof, whereas mine is, and it's got a hood.
It's fleecy.
Yes.
So, yeah, you can mix it up. Yeah, get something good. Waterproof's probably a better option.
Yes. I'm also going to bring a couple of hats, because with it being really, really cold, I want my ears to be protected, and I really suffer with my sinuses. I'm terrible for it. So I think a hat, especially in that weather, is probably the best thing. And also, because we go on the ferry and I like to walk outside on the decking, it's going to be freezing there as well, so I definitely need to wear a hat for that. So girls who are into the leggings, like me, I love my leggings. They're so comfortable, and I always like to be comfortable in Disneyland Paris. So instead of just bringing normal leggings, I've actually got these super warm thermal leggings. I got these from Primark. They are so cheap, and it's Black Friday as well, so that was good. It's cheap, they're warm, they've got this lovely fleece lined texture underneath. This will definitely keep us warm in the weather. And not just the ladies, but obviously Luke is bringing thermal trousers. So yeah, I think that is definitely a must. Wear thermal, because I always suffer with cold legs, especially when you're walking around a lot. You definitely need thermal bottoms. When we're in Disney, we always dress to impress. And even though it's cold, I am still going to be dressing to impressing. So I am bringing, this is my favourite thing ever, I'm actually bringing Christmas jumpers. So I've got quite a few Christmas jumpers. I've got this gorgeous Mickey Mouse one, which I wear every year for Christmas, and I mean every year. I've got this new Spirit jersey jumper with the snowman Mickey. And I've never worn this before, so I'm so excited. And I've just got numerous other things. So definitely you can still dress to impress and wrap up warm, because you really do need to. Of course, because you're going to be bringing a lot of essentials, you will need to bring bags. So yes, you do have to take bags on a lot of the rides, but I always like, and this is just me personally, I love a good Loungefly bag. I've actually bought a nice gingerbread Christmassy Loungefly bag, but I've also, you don't have to just have Loungefly bags. I've also got some bags from Primark as well, which is this gorgeous Jack and Sally crossbody handbag. And also Luke has got this gorgeous Jack Skellington backpack. So again, you've got bags to bring all your essentials in, but you're still dressing to impress. And let's not forget about those ears. I am definitely bringing, sorry, it's pulling faces at me, but I am definitely bringing some ears. I've got my Christmas ears, so I've got my gingerbread ones to go to match with my bag. But then I'm also thinking about buying some ears there maybe, but I have got, as you can see, quite a bit of variety of ears. So that's a must. And even though I'm going to be wearing a hat, I can still pop my ears on the hat too. Keep my ears warm and also have my Mickey ears on at the same time. What are you going to wear on your feet? Well, this is a good one. So I know it's so easy, especially for ladies like myself, you want to bring your Ugg boots. I have been really considering bringing my Ugg boots. However, even though they're warm, I don't find them most comfortable to walk in. So for me, I'm going to scrap that idea. I am going to wear my trainers that I always bring. They're my Skechers. These trainers are absolutely amazing. Especially when you're walking. I mean, we do about between 20 and 30,000 steps a day. So you definitely need some good supporting shoes. Not just shoes though, socks as well, because I know there's a lot of people out there who want to bring their Crocs. I've got some Crocs. I know you can get the fleecy Crocs, but I haven't got fleecy Crocs. So if I want to bring them, I've actually got some super warm socks. These are perfect for the cold weather, perfect for Christmas, and also it keeps your feet lovely toasty and warm.
So now you've got your clothes sorted, what else do you need to bring? There's a few, how can we say, essential items that we would suggest. So, portable chargers and power banks.
This has been a lifesaver.
Yeah, these are definitely our biggest. So yeah, we bring two, one each, just to get your phone. You're going to be on your phone all the time with the app, and you're going to be making bookings. You're going to be checking ride times. You're going to be doing a lot on your phone, and it does sap the battery for the day. So. And
if you like us, who would do vlogging, then this will be essential for cameras and things like that.
Yeah, so while we're talking about cameras, obviously bring your camera if you're bringing one. So we obviously bring our DJI. We also bring a little gimbal for the phone, just in case both of us want to do some filming on certain things. We also bring our microphones, so they're there as well. And then any other accessories that we've got with it. So
I'm going to say microphones is definitely a must because it can get quite loud in the park. So this is for influencers now. So yeah, it can get really loud in the park, and especially when all the parades and stuff are going on, you want to talk about it, microphones are fantastic.
Definitely. Or if you're in restaurants and you want to be not bawling at the camera because there's a loud background noise, like they really help the mics. They're so good.
Yeah, because we've actually got Waltz booked.
Yeah, so that should
our
be
first time in Waltz. So I think the microphones would work well in there because it seems a bit very upmarket, very posh.
Definitely, we don't want to be shouting and bawling about how good the food is. I would also say we're talking about dining, bring your own cutlery set. Now, we know that the places at Disney have very good cutlery actually, and I will say that because it is reusable cutlery that they use. But if you're funny about that, because,
which I can be.
Other people have used that bit of cutlery, bring your own. And we've got some just here in a case, and this was from Asda George years ago, but these are absolutely fantastic. We've got a couple of different sets of these. Yeah, definitely a game changer, especially if you've got kids and stuff and they're dropping the knives on the floor, and yeah, I would get some of these. Also, bring water bottles. Now, we don't mean bottles of water, which you've seen in the back of my car, which we will be bringing with us, which is a pack of 40 from Costco, because they're about £3 or £4. Fantastic value. Anyway, enough about Costco. We're going to be taking that with us. Now, we will be probably taking those into the park, but what we could also do is bring a reusable water bottle as well, which was kindly supplied by Disney, actually, this one.
Yeah, that was. And even though it's not warm, like I said, you will be doing 20 or 30,000 steps a day, so you definitely need to keep hydrated.
Mm-hmm. And it saves you from buying one in the park as well, because if you know you're going to want a drink, it is expensive. It can be at least €3.50 for just a bottle of water. So.
Ooh, and if you like us and you can get through a bottle in like a minute.
Yeah. Yeah, and if you're bringing 40 and they cost you £3.50, you do the math. It's it's going to be cost effective.
And a lot of the toilets actually in Disneyland Paris do have like a little water, like a drinking water sign. You can fill your water bottle up there.
Yeah, not from the toilet, from the tap. That is,
Don't fill it from the toilet.
But the last one, we're speaking about water and getting wet.
Oh yeah.
Ponchos. Now this looks really weird in this packet, but this is a disposable poncho. Now when it says disposable, you could probably use this a couple of times if you could fold it
Yeah, we
back
do.
up.
Yeah, we do
so
that.
I don't like the fact that it could be a non-disposable thing. Like I like the fact that I can keep it. I don't want to throw it in the bin every time I use one because that's just wasteful. So,
yeah, I mean, I like to put it back in the little packets. You do get little individual packets, and you can pop it in your bag. It's small enough it can fit in a lounge flyby. And do you know what? These were a game changer when every time we've been, because it means that you can still wear your outfit, but then you can put that over the top and it covers your bag as well, doesn't it?
Covers your nice lounge
Covers
fly.
your nice lounge
Everybody
fly.
can still see your stuff through it because it's clear. But you don't have to carry around a big bulky coat, because one thing I've noticed about Paris, and it can do this, it can be cold, wet and rainy in the morning and then be blazing hot for the middle of the day sometimes. Even in November, when that sun gets on you, you're hot. Now, if you haven't got anywhere to put your coat, it just becomes a hindrance.
After I've talked about wearing a coat.
Yeah. But
it's each to their own. It depends on... Obviously, you can decide by looking out your window, looking at the weather forecast, what you'll need that day.
Yeah. I mean, I'm only bringing one coat because I'm pretty confident in the ponchos. I want to wear my jumpers. I want to show those off. So the ponchos are going to be definitely the best.
And I think that's why I'm bringing my little body warmer, so I can still show it off and still be warm and snazzy. So one thing someone did mention to us, which I didn't even think about, and I have seen people do, is to bring a little blanket. Like, we've got some Disney blankets, actually, and they do sell them sometimes quite cheap in the parks, like on a little promo, if you like.
There's normally an offer where if you spend €60 or if you spend 50, you get one of these blankets for €10, which we've done in the past. And
so the reason why I'm mentioning this is that I know a lot of people, and we've done it, we are guilty, like to wait for ages, probably an hour to half an hour to an hour, shall I say, for shows, for fireworks, for anything like
Parades.
that. Parades, yeah. And it's absolutely freezing. I've seen a lot of people wrap up in blankets. So I think that's actually a good idea, isn't it? Yeah, bring a blanket. You've got all your warm stuff on anyway, but if you can cuddle yourself up, wrap yourself up in your blanket, waiting for a show or a parade, it's magical. It's perfect.
Definitely a top tip for if you've got kids as well, because I think that one, the kids get cold quick, and
especially if they're in a pram and things like that, then you can just wrap them up in the blanket.
Yeah, I think so. But it gives you a good chance to go and look to see if there's an offer on to get yourself a blanket as well.
It gives you a good excuse.
For €10, I think they're an absolute bargain. I would always come home with a blanket, I think.
So just a quick sum up, we've obviously talked about our essentials and other essentials like that, especially for cold weather. But obviously you know to bring your toiletries, so you know what you need: contact lenses, toothpaste, toothbrush, anything you put on your face, any products. Sorry, that went doorbell. Not for us, by the way.
Yeah,
It's for next door. But anyway. But yeah, we've talked about toothpaste and toothbrush, your face wipes, makeup, anything like that. And obviously we haven't got kids. But if you have got kids, just be mindful what you need to bring for them. I do remember that I've heard people say that they're not very good at supplying nappies in the park. I think they do provide some, but I think it's for older kids. I'm not sure. But I would definitely bring your own nappies and make sure you bring a good supply. Bottles, I don't know what kids have. Toys,
medicines like Calpol, because that's really hard to get around there, because I don't think they do Calpol in
I tell you something else that they don't do.
Paracetamol?
No, it's not paracetamol. It's Gaviscon and things like that. Anti-inflammatory.
You might be able to get them in Val d'Europe, but that means taking, if you're driving and everything, it means you're driving a separate trip for that. So I would say bring them with you. They're probably going to be cheaper in this country to take with you. There's no limit on taking them in as well.
Antacids, that's what I'm going to say. It's antacids, not anti-inflammatory. But for anti-inflammatory, I'm going to bring some ibuprofen.
Yeah, so like we bring stuff with us because it's easier. We know we're going to want it. And if we want it before we get to Dover as well, then it's already in the car with us. We don't have to make an extra trip. But just be mindful of the fact that you can take pretty much anything in, apart from milk, or dairy products, as it were, and meat at the minute, I think. There's a couple of restrictions. So check what country you're going for. If you're not going for France, then just check what you can bring in. But otherwise, you can pack the car full of things. So, you can bring spare toilet roll if you need it, kitchen roll if you want it,
This is why we like driving, because we can bring our case, but then we can put all the other essentials in there. So if you're thinking about driving, just be mindful that you can stock up your car, you can fill your car up, and it's great. There's no limit or anything like that.
Yeah, there's no weight allowance. Or
No
limit.
weight allowance, so that is going to be fun. Also, snacks. We forgot to mention the snacks. You can bring your own snacks into Disneyland Paris because it is expensive. However, they have got obviously the Christmas season on, and there's going to be some really tasty treats for that, which we will show you when we do our vlogs.
Mm-hmm.
But if you are on a budget, then you can bring your own snacks, especially if you've got kids, and they can be quite fussy, can't
Yeah, if
they?
you've got picky eaters, if you've got fussy eaters, if you've got somebody that has strict diets or dietary requirements, you can bring all that into the park and, like, you know, just show the cast members on the way in what you've got.
Yes.
They won't have a problem with that. As long as you're not bringing a full buffet in, you'll be absolutely fine. But yeah, for dietary requirements, you can bring that into the park. But it's important to take them as snacks when you're driving because
Oh yeah.
it's just going to stop you having to stop off all the time. Now, so those stop offs are nice. The toilets are a fright in France, I think, is probably the fairest term.
Maybe we didn't pick very well.
Maybe we didn't pick.
We're not
We
sure.
didn't pick services.
The ones that the ones that we did.
They were basically outside, which was great fun. But just it means that you don't have to do these unnecessary stops. Like if you've got the snacks, it'll keep the kids quiet as well. It'll keep adults quiet.
Keep me quiet.
Well. Keeps your energy
Just
levels
about.
up. Yeah, we bring like energy drinks and stuff like that because it just keeps us awake and alert, which is very, very thankful as well to have that. So yeah.
Not that I'm promoting energy drinks because
they're bad for you.
They are bad for you. Don't do it. Don't do it.
But we do it on this occasion.
Yeah.
Don't do as we say though. This is going to be the first time we've also travelled under the new, so I say restrictions, it's not restriction, it's a new system, which is going to be the EU entry-exit system, or the EES. There's a lot of E's in there. So,
a lot of E's.
If you've been to the USA before, you've probably already done something similar to this, where you basically have a photo taken and it's sort of fingerprints that are then logged into the system for 3 years and allows you easy movement in and out of Europe. So it might just take a little bit of time the first time we do it. We'll try and film what we can to show you the process because I think that's quite interesting.
If we can. Yeah.
But only if we can do it. We don't know yet. So I can't see why we couldn't be able to do it. But we'll tell you about it if not.
Yeah, we'll tell you about it. So
yeah,
that's a new one. So we are in November 2025 if you are watching this like next year or the year after or the year after that. But yeah, that's the new system now.
Yeah, so we're going to see how that works. And like I say, it should be the same across airports, ferries and trains. So the Eurostar. So it's only just come into force recently. So yeah, we'll show you that.
Exciting. We have recently become gold annual pass holders for Disneyland Paris. Now, we've done this a little bit of a different way. So we've not actually bought it from the ticket office itself, but we have actually purchased it online. So we thought this is probably a good idea just to share our experience with doing that.
Yeah, so if you go to the ticket office, you'll probably have to pay the full price there and then, which for us would have been about probably €1,400, which is quite a lot.
That's together.
That's together, yeah. So it's about €700 a piece, or $699 to be exact. You can go on the Disneyland Paris website for this. Now, the only thing is, it's not translated into English automatically, so you have to translate it into English. Now, there are guides out there that do cover this, and I think our friends at Castle Club have already done this, and I did use their guide, to be fair, to look on. So, really good, really informative. You just go on the website and follow through the questions it asks you, and that way you can set up to have a direct debit come out of your bank every month and pay from there. So, your first payment can be through PayPal and done over 3 payments again, over 3 months, which is really good actually, because you can split the €150 initial cost, or £135 I think it was, €150. You can split that across 3 months, and then you have to still follow up each month after that, so 11 payments of €50 every month. Now, you can, if you've got a SEPA bank account, you can set that up as a direct debit. Now, I tried this with Santander and with HSBC. Both have ended up being blocked. But Disneyland did get in touch and say, look, you can just pay it or set up a direct debit or transfer from your bank to us and give me their payment details, and that worked. So there are multiple ways to do it, but you can do a stage payment, which does take the sting out of €700 per person. That's for adults, by the way. It is less for kids. But when we get there, we get to pick up a physical pass, which is even more exciting.
Woo!
So up until...
We will show you that actually.
Yeah.
On next, not next one, but the one after. I think the day one vlog.
Yeah, we'll show you that. You'll definitely know it'll be on the thumbnail, I'm sure. But you can only book one reservation at a time when you've done it online. Now we have booked for the 21st because that's the first day we will be in
So just
the
one
park.
day.
You are not. We are allowed after that point, when we've picked up the physical pass, to book 3 days at a time. So that's more interesting. So we'll see how that works, and we'll show you more of the reservation system when we get it working and we've got the 3 days to show, because that'll be more interesting.
But it is on your app anyway, even if you haven't got your physical pass. It does show the pass on your app, and also you can reserve your days. Like we said, we've only reserved 1 day because that's all we can reserve at the minute until we pick up our physical passes, then it's 3. But yeah, there's a really good calendar on there, and it shows in green the days that are available, because obviously the park does get full at times. So we need to be mindful, actually. We keep checking it. So we need to be mindful that we need to be able to reserve our plays when the park's not full.
Yeah, so when it comes to 2026 and the new part of Walt Disney Studios or Adventure Way or Adventure World opens, that's going to change things, I think. We're going to see a lot more bookings. I think that it'll ramp up. I think it's been quiet at the minute. It's green up until probably July next year, actually. Yeah. But I think it's going to be a different story once they announce that date, which is going to happen on the 24th of November. So we will be in Disney when that announcement is made.
Yeah, we
now,
are.
we're hoping there might be a press announcement that day.
Ooh.
Possibly. But we'll find out.
But it's worth also noticing, so when we did our annual passes online, I wouldn't recommend trying to get your passes and then going the next day, for example.
No, I would give yourself a couple of weeks at least, because it does need a few days to iron out any problems that you might have. So, like us, we had an issue with the first payment going through, so that was the month after.
But you have to send some documents, don't you, over to France itself, so you have to do this by post.
Yeah.
And you've only got 7 days to...
Yeah, so it asks you for your details to be sent over. You have to fill in a form that Disneyland Paris do send to you. You have to fill that back in to give them your IBAN number for your account. This is all for the direct debit, by the way. Then you have to post it. Now, it has to get there in 7 working days from you making the application or them emailing you, which is quite quick. And especially, just be mindful of bank holidays and things like that that might trip up your post, especially if you're going to try and do it around Christmas when couriers are very busy. It's going to impact it. So you probably want to go for a sign for delivery. Mine only took 3 days. Luckily, they did get the paperwork and it was all sorted. I did follow up with an email as well, just in case, with the documents on. But they did get it in good time.
So, I hope that helps a little. I thought we'd mention about the annual pass stuff because, Castle Club has got a really good site on that. But we've not really seen many vlogs about it. There probably is vlogs out there, but we thought we will mention it.
Yeah. So if you have any questions about the Gold Pass, please put them in the comments because we will try and answer them as best as possible. And if we get them before we get to the ticket office, we can ask those questions for you as well. So it makes it a little bit easier.
So excited.
All that's been done. That's all of our prep work done.
All out of the way. Apart from packing, I need to do that.
Yeah,
so that is definitely
properly.
a must. But yeah, so the next video you will see will be our travel day. We are staying in a non-Disney hotel for the first time ever. We've never stayed off property before. So this should be fun.
Yeah, and we'll go into more detail about the hotel while we're there and why we've picked it as well, because for a cost exercise, I think this is quite interesting as well. So those of you that are budget savvy definitely want to watch the next one because we'll break down the cost a little bit about that hotel.
So I hope you enjoyed this video.
And remember,
take a slice
of Beb's life, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.